Now, a lot of times they say, well, how does the drum talk? Just by playing that signal, that means to change or to stop. But let's say, let's start our own little language in here today with the drum. Let's say, if I wanted somebody to go to the store for me, I would go to the store, go to the store, go to the store. So if you were outside somewhere playing, I said, oh, girl, the drummer just called. He wants somebody to go to the store. What you talking about? I heard this. Then I'm going to play something like this. That means to buy some bread. To buy some bread. So I would go. But that's how you do it. So you make certain patterns that mean something. You're talking with the drum.
I'm Madahas Kinsey-Lamb, Executive Director and founder of Mind Builders Creative Arts Center, located in the Northeast Bronx. I'm so happy to welcome you to Mind Builders' 4th annual Heroes Day, where we come together to celebrate those who support, lead, teach, and have nourished us. Those who have helped us to realize our power, our beauty, and responsibility for using our gifts to transform ourselves, our community, and our world. Today, we celebrate those who inspire and support our students and families. The program will feature Mind Builders dancers, musicians, and actors who have worked with determination, faith, and in beauty. This year's performances will honor the late Imani Douglas, who before her passing last year was the artistic director of Mind Builders Positive Youth Troupe, an exquisite program that helped to save and/or shape the lives of hundreds of young people and audiences under her direction and that of others. Heroes Day is an important time to recognize those on whose shoulders we stand in order to continue with the light and determination needed to realize all of our potential within, to build and transform daily ourselves, our communities, and our world in faith, moment to moment. Join us now on this journey. We hope you enjoy the program, Mind Builders Heroes Day 2022.
is an answer. If you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away, and then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can't survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you.
Homage to what Janelle Monáe and Wonderland already started with that song, The Hell You Talking About. So this red across our eyes symbolizes that the fact that we see the bloodshed going on in this country and it won't be overlooked. So we need to let the world know, and you need to know, that silence is the enemy and sound is the weapon.
Hi, my name is Felipe Marrel. I've been taking private piano lessons with Amir Small, and this is All of Me by John Legend.
Another one of them flip mode joints. Bust around, y'all. Word mother, y'all. Check it out, y'all. Just sing to the left, sing to the right. Make it feel good, make it feel alright. One time, feel good, yeah, y'all. Bust around in the place, y'all. Nigga, you feel real good, y'all. Flip mode is the squad in the place, y'all. Buck wild for all of my people who don't care. Floss like a bunch of young black millionaires. Making you run, me and my done stacking my ones. Floss a little, invest up in the mutual fund. Blowing the horn, a sense of every day I was born. Never dream I see another landscape in my lawn. Dangerous, my nickel should be accurate. Have to get the flow be so immaculate. Hey yo, watching my dough, sipping my mo. Sipping it slow, them pretty women saying hello. Anyway, go ahead and display your olive oil. Little honey dip whipping a little cabriolet. I don't mean to hold you up, but I got something to say. Swear to only give you hot shit every day. Afraid of us, you know this ain't a game to us. You strange to us, that's when we getting dangerous. Come on. This is serious. We could make you delirious. You should have a healthy fear of us. Cause too much of us is dangerous. So dangerous, we so dangerous. My flip mode squad is dangerous. So dangerous, we so dangerous. My whole entire unit is dangerous. Hold your breath, we swinging it from right to left, with the wide clef. You know my shit be hot to death. Staying alive, you know only the strongest survive. Holding my heat under my seat, whipping the fire. Baseline for all of my people moving around. Give me your pound, all of my squad holding it down, cutting you up. The new rocking you up, blowing you up. My black hole sucking you up. Back in the days, that brother used to be out. Now I'm holding several money market accounts. Blaze the street, and then I would just like to announce, feeling my groove, my jigger jigger, making you bounce. Others is fair, me and my squad breaking the bread, straight getting it. We got you suckers holding your head, afraid of us. You know this ain't the game to us. You strange to us. That's when we getting dangerous. Come on, this is serious. We could make you delirious. You should have a healthy fear of us. Cause too much of us is dangerous. So dangerous, we so dangerous. My flip mode squad is dangerous. We so dangerous, we so dangerous. My whole entire unit is dangerous. Come on. One time, y'all. Throw your hands real high, y'all. Yeah, get down, y'all. Let me see you all, y'all. Bust around flip mode, y'all. 1998, y'all. Get down, y'all. Let's have a ball, y'all. Feeling the heat up in the street, rocking the beat. Step up in the club, take me to my reserve seat. Coming around, all of my people surround me. So much bottles of liquor, y'all brothers to drown me. Making you drunk, feeling the funk, blazing the skunk. Stay hitting with the shit that blow a hole in your trunk. Afraid of us, you know this ain't the game to us. You strange to us, that's when we getting dangerous. Come on.
COVID. Let me tell you something about COVID. It's been day 365. Year 2 of me living like this. There's barely any human interaction. We're going through a food shortage. Help! Help! What is this? I barely see my friends. I could barely, yeah, the phone is cool and stuff. I thought I'd be stuck in that forever, but I guess that was a phase. I miss people. People. You know, hugging, chatting it up. I'm tired of Siri. Siri answers too much. I'm about to go crazy, and with the mask everywhere, I know it's protective and everything, but I miss regular life, you know? It was nice when I got to smile, and people could actually see my smile, or just breathing fresh air. Don't you miss it too? Guess not. Once again, I'm talking to myself because, you know, COVID kept me from everybody else, so welcome to my TED Talk. Hi, my name is Valencias. I am a part of the PYT 2022 Theater Company, and I love PYT because it's given me the opportunity to be exposed to many different people in the industry, whether you do art, music, dance, or even acting, like myself. It is a perfect program for you, so you should join.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Imani Douglas was always a very special and powerful, beautiful and dedicated genius, working her magic here through the art of theater, her knowledge of our history, and through an unrelenting commitment to excellence that she taught us all. Our sister Imani was the very first drama instructor here at Mind Builders Creative Arts Center before there was a positive youth troupe known as PYT, an exciting, challenging, and unique drama program for ages 14 to 24 and then some. She was in the larger theater world, teaching, acting, directing, and then returning to Mind Builders in the last decade to raise, mold, enlighten, and release the innate power of her students, of young people, of our community, audiences, and of us all. The strikingly talented and committed master artist Lavonda Elam, along with the similarly gifted and dedicated Nora Cole, who has shared with me her admiration for Imani and her work. I want to share Sister Lavonda's words at this time because they resonate so deeply with my own love and respect for Imani and her impact on our youth and our community. Imani's personal and artistic connections were warm, dedicated, and vast. Imani directed and produced works that upheld our historical legacy while blending in the contemporary. She made sure as well that the inspirational work of Black, female, and women playwrights and artists were highlighted in PYT productions. And in its productions, as skillful and engaging vehicle, Imani Douglas had young people and our audiences see master playwrights and other artists such as Pearl Cleage, Charlene Woodard, Nora Cole, Dominique Morisseau, to PYT's repertoire that often was repeated in recitals or in class work. Nora Cole was notably a master instructor with the PYT program for the past 7 years too. Imani was passionate about bringing these works to the youth she worked with at PYT and in giving a light and shine to these works in the PYT recitals. This shine was extended to her students at Purchase, at NYU, and her former theater, the Seaport Salon and Company. Raqqa, the Richard Allen Center for the Arts, where she built beautiful art and sustained strong ties with her salon artists. Some of the plays that rotated over the years in the PYT Conservatory include Pretty Fire by Charlene Woodward, Olivia's Opus by Nora Cole, Chain and Late Bus to Mecca by Pearl Cleage, Giselle the Gazelle by Dominique Morisseau. The canon of other Black American writers that she brought into youth's lives range from August Wilson, Lorraine Hansberry, James Baldwin, Ntozake Shange, and Anna DeVere Smith. Imani's students also performed the works of Jane Wagner, Langston Hughes, Shakespeare, and other renowned talents as well. Her dedication to cultivating her students' talent through great works remains unprecedented. Imani was part of the Mind Builders family. She shared our vision, and now as one of the ancestors, is among those on whose shoulders, with love, we continue to stand.
A house? A house, Darnell? You bought a house without me? You're gonna surprise me with the house?
Don't do that.
A new TV, maybe. A stereo, a couch, a refrigerator, okay, but don't surprise me with the house I didn't even have a chance to pick out.
That's what you've been doing? That's what you've been doing? Darnell, you bought a house without me? How many times do you get to pick out a house? Nah, you bought a den for Darnell. That's what you did. So you could sit down there and watch your football games.
But what about the bathroom, the kitchen? How many windows does it have in the bedroom?
Is there some place for Jesse to play? How much closet space does it have? You're not supposed to surprise me and I'm supposed to be like,
oh, Darnell, that's nice.
I would have, but I'm not 17 no more. I have responsibilities. I want to know if there's a hookup for washer and dryer because I have to wash Jesse's clothes.
I want to know how much space there's outside, and do I have a fence, and how far Jesse has to go to school.
I'm not thinking about where to put the TV.
That's not what's important to me. And you're supposed to know down now. You're supposed to know what's important to me. Like I'm supposed to know what's important to you. I'm not asking you to do this by yourself. I'm here with you. We in this together. See, house or no house, we still ain't got the food money. But if you had come and told me, if you had shared that with me,
We could have went to my mother, and we could have got $80 for the house.
and still had money for food. You just did it all wrong, Donnell. I mean, you did the right thing, but you did it all wrong.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Mountains, we gon' walk it out. Mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up. High like the waves, I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll bring the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. We will rise, we will rise, oh, we'll rise, oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up, high like the waves. We'll rise up, we'll rise unafraid. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, I will rise, we will rise 1,000 times again.
matter what I do, it's going to come out wrong with you. That's why you jump to conclusions. That's why you accuse me of running around with peaches.
You can't see that I quit going to parties all the time? That I quit running with Baber and Earl? That I quit chasing women? No, you just look at me and you see the old Darnell.
If you can't change the way you look at me, then I may as well surrender now. I can't beat your memory of who I was if you can't see that I've changed.
I go out here and work like a dog to try and do something nice for you. And no matter what I do, I can never do it right. Because all you see is the way I used to be. You don't see the new Darnell. You don't see I've changed. No, Reina. People believe what they want to believe. What they set up their minds to believe.
I know what it looked like when I was coming home late and not bringing home any money. But you could have noticed that I was tired. You could have said, oh, Darnell ain't talking too much because he's tired. You would have noticed that I wasn't acting like someone who was running the streets, that I didn't smell like alcohol and perfume, how I didn't dress like someone running the streets. If you had thought it all the way through, you would have noticed how I was excited when I got the UPS job, how I asked you if I could take it. You would have noticed how I was planning things.
That I was sitting here playing cards and drinking beer. I would get up early on a Sunday to go to the airport just to make a few $2 before the jitney station opened. No, but you ain't see all that because you don't see the new Darnell. You're still fixated on that memory of yours. Your past is over and done with. I'm thinking about the future. You're not the only one who still thinks about Jesse. That's why I'm trying to do something different.
That's why I'm trying to buy a house.
Maybe I should have told you about the house.
Maybe I did do it wrong.
But I done it. I try to show you that I love you.
And that's what I get for it.
Hello, my name is Ebonys Monologue. I am one of Miss Imani Douglas's former students. She is giving me this monologue by Charlene Woodward, play Pretty Fire. Oh, we loved Dixie because Dixie meant the South, and the South meant our grandparents. In my neighborhood, everybody's grandparents lived in Dixie. So when summertime came, we would all go down to the South, where our grandparents spoiled us silly. As far as we were concerned, Dixie meant freedom. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Reinas Somerville, and I am a former student of Miss Imani Douglas. I joined PYT last year, and the piece she gave me is called Oliver's Opus by Nora Cole. There's a time and a season to every purpose under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to weep and a time to laugh. And the times of our rise keep away mosquitoes. That's when Mama and Miss Nancy and Miss Pearline used to do them hot summer nights. Didn't nobody have a fan, let alone an air conditioner. So it's just too hot to stay inside even after dark. So I'd get a bucket, put some rags in there, and let them burn real slow. Smoke kept away the mosquitoes, and we had some big ones. They came from the creek behind the backyard. I loved the smell of burning rags. We played tag and hide and go seek, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red light and Mother Man. While Mama and Miss Nancy and Miss Pearline talked about this, that, and the other, and drank Coca-Colas. Or sometimes we got their dandruffs and all that good gossip they had. Or sometimes we catch lightning bugs and we put them in a jar, or we catch them and we take out their lights and decorate our hands with them and act like we have fancy jewelry, or make psychedelic lights. And sometimes we look for a satellite. They said on TV if you looked real close on a clear summer night, you could spot one moving among the stars. Honestly, we saw one time. Thank you.
10 to 10. Baby bet, ayy, couple racks, ayy, couple Grammys on him, couple blacks, ayy, that's a fact, ayy, throw it back, ayy, throw it back, ayy, and this one is for the champion. Ain't lost since I began, yo. Funny how you said it was a year, yo. Then I went did it again, yo. I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. On run from nothing, dog. Get your soul, just tell them ain't laying low. You was never really rooting for me anyway. When I'm back up at the top, I wanna hear you say, you don't run from nothing, dog. that the break is over. Need a couple number ones. Need a pack on every song. Need me like one with Nicki now. Tell her right now, see it, huh? I'm a pop like Bieber, huh? I'm queer, huh? But then let me deal, yeah. Hey, oh, let do it. I ain't fall off, I just ain't release my news. I blew up, then everybody trying to sue me. You call me Nas, but the hood call me Doobie. And this one is for the champion. I ain't lost since I began, yo. Funny how you said it was the yeah, yo. Then I went did it again, yo. I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. Don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul. Just tell them ain't laying low. You was never really rooting for me anyway. When I'm back up at the top, I wanna hear you say, you don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul. Just tell them that the break is over.
My track record so clean, they couldn't wait to just bash me. I must be getting too flashy. Y'all shouldn't have let the world gas me. It's too late, cause I'm here to stay, and these girls know that I'm nasty. I sent her back to her boyfriend with my handprint on her cheek. City talking, we taking notes. Tell him all to keep making posts. Wish he could, but he can't get close. OG so proud of me that he choking up while he making toast. I'm the type that you can't control. Said I would, then I made it so. I don't clear up rumors. Where's y'all sense of humor? I'm done making jokes, cause they got old like baby boomers. Turn my haters to consumers. I make vets feel like they juniors. Say your time is coming soon, but just like Oklahoma, mine is coming sooner. I'm just a late bloomer. I didn't peak in high school, I'm still out here getting cuter. All these social networks and computers got these walking around like they ain't losers.
I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. Don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul. Just tell them ain't laying low. You was never really rooting for me anyway. When I'm back up at the top, I wanna hear you say, you don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul. Just tell them that the break is over.
Hi, my name is Tatiana Ramirez. I am a former student of Imani Douglas. I joined PYT back in 2019. I will be portraying the character She from the play She, written by Marla Wyatt. This monologue means a lot to me because back in 2020, when COVID had just started, everything was really virtual, and I was in 8th grade. I was self-taping because I had to get into high school, and Miss Imani picked out this monologue for me to help me get into the high school of my dreams. We worked on it for weeks and weeks and weeks until we recorded it and finally got it right. And I did it. I got in, and I know she's proud of me, and I hope she can hear me. I bet she had good ears. She can hear me. I got in, I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm still doing it. To fling my arms wide in some place of the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done. Langston Hughes is my favorite poet. I dreamed he was my father, and that he gave me some of his poems, ones he wrote special, just for me. My real father died before I was born. He never gave me anything. Guess he didn't have the chance to. I overheard Miss Jane say he never amounted to nothing. And even the devil won't have much use for him, and I feel like that sometimes. Like nothing. Like I ain't much use to nobody. Especially Mama. She ain't been in the best of moods lately. Hush, She. Not now, She. Go outside and play, She. everything and everybody's more important to her than me. I found these mustard seeds. They sure are tiny. If just one of these can move a mountain, then surely a handful could get me to Vanguard. 'Cause if they don't, I might not amount to nothing. And I want to be something. Be somebody. Just like Langston. Thank you.
To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose.
I remember the moment I got the phone call, and I could hear the heaviness in the voice, and they told me Imani is gone. She passed away. I didn't say, "You gotta be kidding," because I knew they weren't kidding. How? When? What happened? As I got more of the information, I was bombarded with such overwhelming emotion, denial. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't want to accept it. And like many of you, you felt a certain kind of way that we didn't know. We wanted to know if someone that we loved, cared about, was in pain, suffering. But I had to put my feelings aside and really think about it, and think about Imani, who was a very private person, certainly someone who self-motivating. This was her fight to fight. And not that she was alone, but it's like being in the ring. That's your opponent. You have got to take care of this. And I know she fought hard, and she fought to the very end. And I believe that she believed that she would win another victory, to get another opportunity to come back to us, to the people she loved, cared about, to the things she loved and cared about. Yeah. So I had to think about that. And I accepted that. We all have to accept it. You know as well as I do that had we known, we would have been there in the dozens, maybe the hundreds, who knows? But certainly dozens of people who care. You know, part of that extended inner circle that I was proud to be a part of. Imani's family, you know, a boy surrounded by Imani's girls. Wonderful, beautiful, talented women. And so, yeah, I'm gonna miss you, Imani. And I didn't get a chance to tell you how much I appreciated your influence on me, pulling me into this circle, allowing me to get close enough to watch you in action, to see you at your creative best, just be blown away time and time again at your process. I learned a lot from you. I appreciate that. I never got a chance to tell you that I love you. I love you, Imani. Now, then, and forever. And it's the kind of love that can be forever. I'm gonna miss you. Yeah. So, I'm glad to be a part of this Hero Shiro celebration and honoring Imani. And I'm thankful for Madahas and Mind Builders and all of the students, the young people. It's just been a pleasure being a part of your experience with Imani and Mind Builders. Yeah. So, you know, there's a time to remember, to laugh, to cry if you need to. It's all good because that's what the theater is about. It's about laughter. It's about tears. It's about pain. It's about joy. It's about all of that. And Imani had a way of bringing all of that out of you. Yeah. That's our captain. Yeah, she didn't need any help to captain her ship. She needed workers. She needed people on the dock and be on hand. She was her own captain. Oh yeah. We had many, many storms at sea, but she always got us home safe. Gonna miss you. But I'm so thankful to have known you, to call you a friend.
There is a season.
Dear Imani, you'll be pleased to know that there is a film out now called The Ricardos, and it's all about Lucy Arnaz and her career as an actor and producer and director in the male-dominated world of Hollywood and her marriage. So all of those students who took your television writing class at NYU all these years, if they didn't appreciate it then, I'm sure they can appreciate it now. You would have them write an episode of the show and you would bring in professional actors to perform the episode. Brilliant. The last production we did together was in February of 2020. It was the last Friday in February, and it was for Local 237, their Black History Month event, which you did annually. And you conceived and directed a piece called Guess Who's Coming to the Party? And Kim Yancey was Diana Sands. LaVonda Elam was James Baldwin. Vanessa Shaw was Eartha Kitt. Michael Chenevert was Adam Clayton Powell. And our own Jovan Tyler Graham was a freedom fighter named Jerome Smith. And I was Nina Simone, and I sang Mississippi Goddamn. And we had no idea what was to come with the pandemic, and of course we had no idea and no warning about your exit. So during the pandemic, we all had a Zoom cocktail party and over the summer, and in the fall, we all got together and we went to the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. We could be outdoors. We could see each other for the first time live in a long time. We went all through the gardens. There's a little amphitheater in there, and we were reciting poetry, and we just had a ball. And afterward, we couldn't go to a restaurant and hang out like we usually would, but there were a lot of vendors outside of the gardens, lots of with their crafts and wares, and I saw a pair of earrings that I really liked, and I kept thinking, should I get them? Should I not get them? They were expensive. And you said finally, Noriko, do you want those earrings? I'll get them for you. And voila, you did. I could go on and on and on and on about our adventures, the dinners, the productions at all the different venues and theater companies where we created projects and taught and directed and performed, and phone conversations, the places you traveled to see me perform and the places we traveled when you directed my solo show. And of course, all the years at Mind Builders. Those unforgettable years at Mind Builders. The students, the staff, the commute, the recitals, the ups and downs, and all the love. Just so much love. Exhausting, but so much love and joy. Like many others, I was part of your circle, your chosen family, and you were a part of mine. And of course, we disagreed now and then. You are a tough cookie, but your mother hen compassion cannot be measured. You are a good friend. You were always there whenever you needed to be there for whatever needed to be done. For such a small person, you have left a moon crater void. I miss you madly. And now I'm going to sing Mississippi Goddamn for you.
Alabama's got me so upset. Tennessee made me lose my rest. And everybody knows about Mississippi, goddamn. Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? It's all in the air. I can't stand the pressure much longer. Somebody say a prayer. Alabama's got me so upset. Tennessee made me lose my rest. And everybody knows about Mississippi, goddamn. Hound dogs on my trail, school children sitting in jail, black cat cross my path. I think every day's gonna be my last. Oh, but this whole country is full of lies. You're all gonna die and die like flies. I don't trust you anymore. You keep on saying, go slow, go slow. But that's just the trouble. Desegregation, mass participation, reunification. Do things gradually, but bring more tragedy. Why don't you see it? Why don't you feel it? I don't know. I don't know. You don't have to live next to me. Just give me my equality. Everybody knows about Mississippi. Everybody knows about Alabama. Everybody knows about Arizona. Goddamn! Imani passing left me so upset. Losing her, I will never forget. And God I prayed, but all I thought was my Lord. God damn! Imani passing left me so upset. Losing her, I will never forget. And God I prayed, but all I thought was my Lord. God damn, God damn, God damn.
I marvel how, given the chance, how much you improved and enhanced your talent in life to ease stress and strife, impressed with the grace of a dance. In praise of a lady of large talent, keen intellect, sensitivity, and yes, grace, Miss Imani Douglas. I came to know Imani first through her notable ability as a theater director, then as a teacher of drama and theater for everyone, from preteens to seniors. I'm an actor and director myself, and I take pride in my abilities, but perhaps the greatest compliment I can give Imani is that on at least 3 occasions, when directing offers came my way on projects I felt too difficult or involved, I recommended Imani, she accepted, and she knocked the ball out of the park each and every time with masterful productions, teaching me in the process. So I can honor her best by remembering and putting into practice what she taught me. Thank you, Imani, and may God bless.
What I would tell Imani, or what I'd like to say to her, because I'm convinced she can hear me, she can hear us. Oh gosh. Is thank you so much for believing in me more than I believed in myself. And you'll be proud to know that I am now in a place, a lot thanks to you, where I believe in myself as much as you believe in me. And I'm standing in my power, and I hope to make you proud and show just how much you shaped me and mentored me to a place of confidence and fearlessness, truly. Thank you so much for pushing my boundaries, pushing me off the ledge, pushing me into the unknown, past my comfort zone. And thank you for always trusting in my abilities, my capabilities, my talent, and for trusting that I would do my very best to honor the standard of excellence that you stood for, and that I would, hold myself to it and do my very best. And I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot from you, and it was so much fun and just wonderful to see what I was capable of just off of your intuition and your confidence in me. Yeah, I learned a lot, and yeah, I will always carry it with me. So keep watching down on me. I'm gonna make you proud.
This is the Imani Stool, part of the Imani Chair project. So how did all this come about? Well, I was helping Lavonda in her move from New York to St. Louis. And after we boxed some things and packed some things up and gave some things away, there was this stool And I asked her, so what are you going to do with the stool? She said, well, I've been thinking about that because the stool belonged to Imani. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with it. And I said, well, it was a no-brainer. I'll take it. She said, really? You want the stool? I said, yes. So she gave me the stool. And right away, I was thinking about how I could transform it into something more than just a stool. I mean, something that actually belonged to Imani. We lost her so suddenly. I wanted something of hers. So I got the idea that I would have the stool transformed, sort of, elevated, if you will, to something ceremonial. So I reached out to an artist friend of mine in Connecticut, Stanwyck Cromwell. And I shared with him my idea, and he said, well, he'd love to be a part of it. And this is what you'll see. Now, what you also see is a collaboration between two artists. Laura Gatson of the Gatson Galleries here in Harlem, she lended her specific talents for drawing or scripting names. And what a beautiful job she did with capturing the essence of Imani. So I owe it to both Stanwyck and Laura, for creating the Imani stool. And of course, all the wonderful people who contributed to the project. Thank you. Now, initially we were supposed to, put everybody's name on the stool. Well, working with the artist, decided that he wanted to do something that was more artistic and in dedication to Imani. And so this is what we came up with. So we'll recognize the people who actually contributed to make the Imani stool happen, and you'll be recognized in another way. So again, it's something for all of us to share. The stool will be at Mind Builders. And from the very moment I had the idea, I knew that its home would be at Mind Builders. That's where we did so much beautiful work, and working with Imani, with those young people, and working in that space, and just a celebration of what Imani and Madahas, who was the visionary behind Mind Builders and sustaining that institution for 40 years plus. And so the stool will be dedicated as a part of this tribute to Imani. Yes. We love you, Imani. We miss you. But we have a little part of you with us.
Imani, or as I often called her, the petite swan, to have loved you as my sister, my comrade and confidant, my friend, is indeed a heavenly thing. I'm singing one of your favorite songs, Angel. You got your wings now. Take flight.
Love is simply heavenly. What else can it be? When love is made in heaven and you were made for me. Love is simply heavenly. What else can I say? When love sends me an angel to hold me close this way, I know love is like a dream that's too good to be true. But when your heart meets mine, the dream turns into you and you. Love is simply heavenly, the best thing on earth, and everybody
Imani when I was about 16 years old, and it was one of my first professional gigs back in New York. And Imani was one of the directors on the project. And it's really interesting how the universe works, because I didn't know at the time that Imani was actually the first director of the Positive Youth Troupe at Mind Builders Creative Arts Center, which is where I got my start. And that I am still, to this day, connected to. And it's really interesting how things come full circle, because after graduating from school and going off and pursuing my career, I came back to Mind Builders to give back, and became the director of the theater program, which was the Positive Youth Troupe. And when I could no longer fulfill my duties because I was working a lot, and so it was just not going to be the best situation for the young people in the program. So I was stepping down, and Imani stepped up. And that's what Imani does, she steps up. And we reconnected. And from that point on, we would talk periodically, would still talk, and she would bounce things off of me in terms of the program. And it wasn't just about the transitioning the program. We would reconnect on projects. She would actually call me in and say, hey, are you available? What are you doing? What are you up to? What's happening with you? Even from artist to artist, she saw me as a peer. And Imani was a force of nature. I mean, she had no issue with just speaking the truth, just making it plain. Because she was so blunt and so honest and so direct, and so clear. And so the way her mind worked was so wonderful that it was always a pleasure to connect with her. And even though she was my elder, she never made me feel that way. And I think that's an ability that Imani had. Even if she, in her position as a creator, as a director, she never made you feel less than. She always made you feel like a peer, within reason. Within reason. And Imani had Imani had a big heart, but she was tough too, because she was not a pushover. And I think that is something that I will never forget. And I also will never forget how she used to beat my butt in Scrabble. And so what I never got a chance to say to Imani was, Imani, you're a force of nature. I love you. I love your brilliance. I love the way your mind works. I love your creativity. I love your heart. Thank you for looking out. And it's not just for me. I've watched you look out for so many others, because you really took to heart, lift as you climb, lift as you climb. And I will always take that with me. Thank you, Imani. I love you.
It was the spring of 2019. I met Imani during a production of Untamed at Black Spectrum Theater in Queens, New York. We hit it off right away. She was the director and I was her sound and video tech. And throughout the performances and rehearsals, I saw that she was a very talented director with a deep artistic sense of visuals and sound. She knew exactly what she wanted and how she wanted it to look. At the same time, she always gave me the freedom to stretch my artistic abilities. Imani was brilliant in theater. And then I got to know her.
And he comes in.
He's in and he's already in.
And he's just waiting until me.
She invited me into her close-knit family of friends, colleagues, and students. I became part of her PYT staff at Mind Builders in the Bronx.
Anita started from We Shall Overcome.
The baton passes on.
The baton passes on.
The baton passes on.
The baton passes on. The baton passes on. Okay, so stop there.
Lots of times we worked on projects on Zoom till like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and she was tireless.
I am somebody. Stop.
Yeah, we would always have fun together. And I always remember the Brooklyn dinners we would have at her favorite spots, the trips to the garden stores, and even me working on that old car of hers to keep it running. We did so much in such a short amount of time. It definitely wasn't enough time. Definitely wasn't enough time. Definitely wasn't enough time. For those of you who didn't get to know Imani on a personal level, I hope one day you'll have someone in your life that brings her kind of energy, love, and force.
All right, go ahead.
The baton passes on.
The baton passes on.
Our friendship goes way back to graduate school and beyond that. But in graduate school, we were in the same directing course. We took directing with Alan Schneider. And that was a trip back in those days. You know, we talked about all the things we wanted to do in theater, in theaters and on stage and the rest of that. And Imani was just a spirited artist who wanted to reach as far as she could. You know, when we both left Brooklyn College Graduate School, she went off to do her thing, and her thing meant working all over the city in various theaters. She worked with the Richard Allen Cultural Center there, with Hazel Bryant, out in Los Angeles, California, and many theaters throughout the city. She even had a theater there at the Seaport. You know, Imani always brought a keen sense of working with her actors, and her work at Black Spectrum Theater was quite extraordinary. She did several of Celeste Walker's plays at our theater and brought a number of other productions into our theater when we were on our old theater there on Linden Boulevard in our current location. You know, in our last conversation that we had a few months before she passed away, we were just talking about some of the new African-American theater artists that were coming on the scene. And we were talking about and sharing, you know, the idea that there were some new things that were being gained, that they were bringing to the table in terms of the theater community. And there were some things that were being lost. And we had a real frank conversation about that. At that time, we were looking to hire a few artists, and she, you know, made some recommendations. And, you know, it was a real interesting conversation. Her last production at Black Spectrum Theater was a piece called Untamed, and it was written by several female playwrights. The subject dealing with the challenges of African American women, not only in New York and the United States, but in other countries. It was a really inspiring piece. You know, with Imani, she always brought her A game to the stage. And that's something we always loved about her. She's going to be sorely missed here at Black Spectrum Theater, but it is truly an honor for all the work that she's done. And I would hope that some of her students and the theaters that she worked with would continue to honor her work that she did. I will say this, one of the last shows that I saw was up at the Mind Builders. And it was a fabulous production. Forgive me, I don't remember the name of the production, but I can tell you it was memorable. It was an incredible work of art. She took over 3 floors, and the actors were performing in rooms in all 3 floors, and we were going up and down steps. And it was just brilliant. It was brilliant. And that's what she was, brilliant. So, Imani, we are all giving you a standing ovation for your work and your commitment to the theater. And, I can't say enough. One of the things that we will do is to honor Imani Douglas with a memorial on our wall. We have a wall called the Wall of the Ancestors for people who've helped sustain Black Spectrum Theater over the years who've passed away. And so she'll definitely be on that wall because she's a part of our history. With that said, Imani, we will not forget you. Rest in peace. And I know you're still working up there doing your thing. So thank you. And I should also mention, as a professor, she just did incredible work with her students. So I would hope her students, again, will continue to honor her work.
I met Imani 2010 at the Adulco Awards. We both were honored that night and received awards. We became friends and colleagues ever since then. And she always gave me opportunities to present my poetry, my short stories, and she helped me with my acting skills. You always learn something from Imani. She was not only a creative director, but an educator. And one time, she asked me to be in a fashion show. And I said, yeah. I'll be in a fashion show. I haven't been in a fashion show since I was a little boy. So I said, what? We're going to be modeling clothes, Imani? She said, nah, you're going to be modeling hats by a Black designer named Bun on 7th Avenue in Harlem. I said, yeah, I know Bun. Yeah, that's going to be a ball. And that's what it was. And Imani made it a ball. She was so creative, the way she stylized the fashion show. We really, really had some fun. It was so beautiful. And the audience was just great eating it up. And we was loving it. And that was because of Imani, that it came out so good. But that was Imani. She put a product out there that was really good. It wasn't only educational, but it was so entertaining and thought-provoking. Yeah. So, I have a little piece I wrote that I want to share with you about Imani. Amazing Black, creative, gifted Imani, giving you back to God, little sister, putting your soul in the heavens, sanctified, dignified, glorified, bodacious. You're going to be re-baptized in the river, right where it all started, back in the water, directing celestial choirs, creating mosaics of movement, staging musicals in 4/4 time. You're going to do it all, riding a 12-bar blues into eternal life. Amazing Black, creative, gifted Imani.
Imani was a dear, dear friend and a mentor and an inspiration and freaking amazing dramaturge. It's hard to think about losing her because she was so young and we had so many plans. She touched my life in a really profound way, in a really short period of time. Her brilliance as a dramaturge and, with breaking down a script, and this is not just from working with her in plays, but she coached me on a couple of auditions, one which I have recorded, which is amazing. Throughout the session, she's saying to me, she's coaching me through things, and every 5 minutes I'm like, oh, aha, aha, aha. She was a genius directing that way. And she had a huge heart and ridiculous amounts of sarcasm. which I loved. And Imani would say to me, given how emotional I've been over her death, she would say, Joy, move on. Like, it's fine, time to get moving. So I'm going to work on getting moving, as she would probably say to me. But she touched and blessed my life, and I will always be grateful for the years that I had her in my life to mentor me, to converse with me about work, to plan projects with, to just be with. She was an extraordinary woman, and the theater and life and all of us who knew her, our lives will be less bright without her.
Dear Imani, not a day goes by that I don't think of you. You truly are a hero. I will be forever grateful for the way in which you welcomed me into your community when I made my way down to the South Street Seaport. Because Suzanne Douglas, who also passed away this summer, told me about you. Yeah. And I wanted to meet you. And I showed up and I saw a show, and you just welcomed me in that way that you do, because you are a community builder and a force to be reckoned with, right? Seaport Salon, the work you do at the Union Mind Builders, thank you for inviting me to teach there and to witness your work there, your advocacy, your brilliant teaching and training. I will never forget riding around Brooklyn in your car as you helped me find the perfect yellow table that I needed as a major set piece in a show that I was directing for Target Margin at the Bushwick Star. And meals with you at Urban Vintage, and walks and Prospect Park, and you driving out to the Hamptons to see me in a production of Good People. And I know you went to Baltimore to see Mixie in a show, and when you were on the West Coast, you drove up the coast to see Perry in a show. You loved your community fiercely. And you created work for us and with us and by us, and you always wrapped your visionary embrace around us all. Do you remember when you were audited? And after you found a brilliant person to help you through that process, you then convened a workshop at the NYU Gallatin School, a free workshop for your friends to meet this tax preparer, so he could tell us what to do in case we were ever audited. And a few years after that, they were coming after artists, I guess. I was audited, and I knew what to do, and I knew who to call because of you. And I'm speaking about you in the present tense, because even though we've had to say goodbye to you, you live on. And all these brilliant young actors that you trained at Mind Builders, thank you for being a hero. And thank you for loving us so fiercely and trusting that we were worthy of your heroism. Love you and miss you.
put a spell on you. Come and bandy under the you're mine.
Wow! These performances show so much talent, hard work, joy, and growth. Let's give them some clicks, some stomps. Fantastic. This concludes this year's Heroes Day celebration. In closing, I would like to thank all of our incredible student performers, their parents and families, the artistic director, teaching artists, program directors, tech, support staff, as well as the dedication, determination, and donations of Michael Green, Shades of Truth Theater, all who contributed to this production and to the tribute and creative rendering of The Stool in Imani's honor. And thank all who loved and learned from Imani as we now carry on her mission. Thank you to our funders and donors for your generosity and contributions that make programs like this possible, and which is fundamental to our work here at Mind Builders. Was it Malcolm X, El Hajj Malik Shabazz, who said that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything? Well, our Heroes Day is about taking a stand for all that we have been, are, and will be. And so last but not least, my sincerest appreciation goes out to all of you out there who in your way support this work and leave carrying the vision. Peace, blessings, and much gratitude.